Kofi Annan once said, "To educate girls is to reduce poverty." Hello, my name is Rula Alajji, founder of Barik Education and Development. It's a non-profit organization that is based in Jordan. We mainly work with Syrian refugees, women and children, and less fortunate Jordanians. We teach at our center literacy and remedial education. However, from the beginning, we were not supporting women all the time. We were focusing on children until one day a woman came to our center to register her child. And after she came to me and whispered in my ears, do you give lessons for literacy for women? And because I really feel ashamed in front of my grandchildren that I don't know how to read and write, and I cannot help them with their work. At that moment, I realized that we really forgot a huge amount of women who are uneducated and illiterate. They might feel forced. They are forced to beg for necessity like water and food, and for their families, especially of those who had lost their husbands for the war, lost their husbands to the war, and they have no breadwinners. I realized the key here to reduce these women in order to give them the opportunity to be able to help support their families. Begging will get them for 1 day, 2 days, get them food for a day or two, for 1 month, but what's after? They really needed something more sustainable. They needed empowerment. They needed education. I was immediately determined to do something to help these women. That day, we had a staff meeting to set up a plan to reach those women around us, around our children's community, to design a reach out to get those women out of their comfort zone without feeling uncomfortable. In order for them to come to us and learn. One time I remember we went to a refugee camp and I approached a tent where there was a woman with her 12 children. One of them was on her arm. And I said, "Would you give the education a try?" And she said, and she was laughing proudly and looked at me and said, "Look at me. I don't need education. I'm uneducated, I'm illiterate, and I'm sure my children would not need education." So there were many stories like this lady. Motivating people to change was a huge challenge, but we provided them with transportation, we provided them with education like bags and help and money sometimes to help them get the things that they need for the school. School supplies. I remember when a lady was traumatized with her daughter. She lost all her children and husband and had one daughter. She ran away with her to Jordan. The daughter was 12 and they were both illiterate. So we went to talk to her, and I said to her, "How about giving us the opportunity to help your daughter to learn?" And she said, "But I cannot let her out of my sight because I'm scared. She's the only one who I have in this world." So what we did, of course, we knew that the mother and the daughter, they needed psychological help. And we promised we offered the mother that they both have the free transportation to come to the center. The girl will learn in her class and the mother will learn in her class. Plus, we bought the woman a sewing machine, and we started giving her workshops on learning how to stitch and sew. And we promised her after she finishes, we would get her open her own small business. And she did it. We did it. So, so many stories that amazing to see after 1 year of working with those women. We provided lectures and workshops to teach them marketable skills such as graphic design, website design, sewing, English language, and many other topics. We showed them how education can change their lives. We moved with them from illiteracy of just learning how to read and write their names to learning skills that can generate money to opening their own business. Now, with the pandemic, we switched to distance learning to keep momentum going and have been able to expand our reach as well as to new geographies. This all started from one grandmother that asked for a literacy course. Thanks to her, we reached hundreds of women who most of them are now much more independent and are able to financially support their families. Thank you very much.